Hey everybody, stick around for part 2 of last week's video where we talked about the inflator. This week we'll talk about what we're inflating. Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. This is Raf Reviews. I am Raf, and on this channel we say don't spend your hard-earned money on something that may not fit your needs. Let me try it out for you first, help you decide whether or not it's something that you want to buy. So today's video is not sponsored. I purchased this on my own and excited to go through this review with you. So today we're going to take a look at the Solstice water hammock. So basically it's a big round tube for multiple people to enjoy at the same time. So there is a few different versions of it. There's a 10-foot version, and what I bought is the 8-foot version. So it's going to be, I don't think I can get the whole thing in view here, but this thing is 8 foot wide. This is kind of like a mesh inner part, and then the flotation device itself. So this is kind of like one of those stand-up paddleboard, inflatable paddleboard types of things. So that's overall what it looks like. Let's see if we can't get this leaned up back here so we can talk about it. Okay, so there we go. So like I said, this is the 8-foot version. There's also a 10-foot version, which is obviously 2 foot wider in the diameter. It has 4 cup holders. That mesh inner side, there's a little bit of lacing, so when it sits in the water, this sits just below the water level. I would probably say when you sit in there, there's probably about 3 or 4 inches of water that comes through. So I was going to show you on the water. I'll show you on the water what it looks like while it's floating, but I'm not going to put my family members in bathing suits on the channel. So sorry for you. But yeah, so my 2-year-old daughter absolutely loves this. We tie it off to the boat with these little rings here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 tie-off rings. And we just tie those off to the side of the boat so that the tube doesn't go floating away. And my daughter will stand here and jump into this water over and over again, or just jump in the center to make a splash. She feels like she's jumping in the water. She's safe from being in the water, so if I'll have her in here both with her life jacket and without her life jacket on, and I'll just monitor from the side, because the more she gets comfortable here, the more she wants to jump off this side into the lake itself. So that's about the only danger and the fun with it. So we have an inflation port here that just unscrews, and then you screw in your inflation tube to fill it up. It does come with this hand pump. So you don't need an inflation pump. You can use this. I will tell you, with it inflating up to 10 psi, it is one heck of a workout. The hand pump does have two parts, or two modes. It's got a high volume and a low volume. So pretty much on high volume, it's blowing air on both the upstroke and the downstroke. Whereas with the number 1, when you want to get that high pressure, it's just going to go in one. So they recommend going up to 10 psi when you're inflating this. That's what we did last week with the inflator. That took us about 12 minutes, if I remember correctly. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't gone above 2.5 psi in use with the thing, and not because of how long that it takes. It's just with that inflator, when it goes in a high pressure mode, it's kind of loud, and I just don't want to be disruptive to other people on the lake. I find that at 2 psi with just 2 adults and an infant inside is plenty enough inflation for it to work fine. So the other thing is, like, I know a lot of people might be hesitant as far as buying an inflatable, thinking about like tubes, especially when you get into this type of a price range. When you think about tubes and how quickly they start not holding pressure anymore. This feels like it's more, I think there's an air chamber inside, and then there's padding around that air chamber. I'm not sure, but it's very, very thick. and you can feel it's like a different set of padding here on the side. I will tell you, a full-grown adult can sit on the outside here with their feet in the water, and the tube isn't even close to flipping over. It also comes with a, let me reach back behind here, it comes with this little repair kit. It's got a wrench which can be used to swap out your valve here, and then some patches. So it does come with that little kit. Fits the size of a cup holder that can go in there. My family, especially my 2-year-old daughter, absolutely loves it. I love that it's kind of like having your own kiddie pool inside the lake. That part is absolutely amazing. You could use it in a pool too. It's just very large, so in a larger pool it might work out just fine. But my daughter absolutely loves it, and I love the fact that she can swim and splash around without me having to hold her and everything else. She feels very confident in here. She's never scared while she's inside of it, so it's definitely a bonus. The only things that are negative about it, as number one, is the price. It's kind of pricey, but I also feel like you're kind of getting what you pay for when it comes to this. The other thing for me is that these cup holders, although it's a great idea to have the cup holders there, the problem is the more that you inflate it, the smaller this gets. And if you can see the base of that, that's probably smaller than a traditional can, and it's already hard to get in there. And this is currently only inflated to like 1 psi, just enough for it to stand on its own while we're doing the review. So that's probably the only couple downfalls that I have on it. So it does come with a carrying bag, and let me show you that. So all in all, you get the tube itself, you get this carrying bag for the tube, and like I said, that manual hand pump and the repair kit is what comes standard in there. So I'm going to go ahead and get this deflated, folded up, and put in the bag so you kind of see what it looks like in the bag when it's all closed up. Okay, so when it's completely folded up, it fits in the included bag that's with it. The weight is around 20 pounds, so it's definitely maneuverable. The only other thing that I wanted to bring up that I didn't mention during the video, but I thought about it as it was deflating, is you might be wondering how difficult it is to inflate an 8-foot raft inside a pontoon boat, or any boat for that matter, without running out of space. Especially our boat, it has a cover across the whole top of the boat, so there is not 8-foot clearance on the boat. The way that I fill it is I actually lay it flat on the water itself. It has its own buoyancy before it's even inflated. So I can lay it out on the water, plug the inflator in, and allow it to inflate while it's already floating in the water, and there's no issues with space. Same thing, I can deflate it while it's on the water. I can actually fold it up while it's floating on top of the water, cram it into the bag, toss it back on the boat, and then when I get home I just open it up to let it air dry so no mold forms. But other than that, super easy. It was definitely a great purchase for our family. Like I said, it is on the costlier side, so it is definitely a tough decision to make. And I'll tell you, I'm pleased with the purchase. We've probably used it 3 times so far. No issues anytime that we've used it, and it will get used every time that we're out. So with all that being said, thanks so much for sticking around for today's review. Please let us know your thoughts about the product or any other questions you might have on the product itself. Also, do us a huge favor and click that subscribe button so that way we can be seen by more individuals across YouTube and help promote our channel, so that way we can get more individuals that would be interested in sponsoring videos for us. Also, please make sure you drop in the comments, put any product that you would like us to review. I'll take a look at the companies, see if anybody will facilitate a review for the product. Please make sure if there's anything specific that you want me to test on the product, please make sure that's in there also. And other than that, if you go ahead and click that subscribe button, anytime a new video comes out, you will be notified, so you'll never miss out on any reviews, especially if one of those reviews is yours. Other than that, appreciate everything. You guys have a good one. We'll see you next week. Bye.